Alright, hey guys. Beforehand, that's a different project. So, I'm starting out doing mealworms, mealworm farms. What I got here is, this is kindred sideways. What I got here is the some concrete totes. I got these because I ran out of room in my first two, so I went and got 3 more. Well, I got 3 the first time, but that was for protecting the mealworms because we have a rat problem. Like 2 rats keep on raiding it, and for some reason, when I was working on some stuff, when I was working with the worms, I took not this bin, but this bin, and was sorting through them and set it down next to here, and sorting through them. And for some reason, I left them there. I went to do something else, and I forgot to put them back in their the rack here, because this rack has chicken wire covers on it to keep the rats from climbing up and into the bins. And I left it over there, and the rats just picked all throughout, so there is no more beetles in this bin. But I'm hoping there's eggs in there. I'm hoping at least a few thousand eggs are in there, so let that hatch out. And then this one I need to sort through at some point, but this is not for the. If y'all want a video on how I made this, just leave it in the comment section. But the main thing for this is I have besides the rats that got into it, I have let's see, an ant problem. So I'm not just moving around too much, but there's all ants all throughout here, and I'm new at this, so I didn't know what the heck to look for. So I just started looking everywhere, and everyone is saying use Vaseline, and I was like, I knew about you could use Vaseline, but I didn't know like if there was a cleaner way to do it, because Vaseline's a little messy and yada yada yada. But I went ahead and went to the store, got some petroleum jelly, which is Vaseline. So today I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this. I don't know how well y'all can see. Let's see. Yeah, y'all can see pretty well. I might move you over to there. Actually, it really doesn't matter. Let me move my little can here. I was using this the other day for when I was putting on the there's what I did to help keep the rats out is I put chicken wire all the way around it and on the back. I might add a chicken wire door, but on the sides and the back is chicken wired all the way flush with the floor so that rats can't slide up underneath it. But yeah, you can probably see these ants moving around in the corners here. And then I got these rat traps, well, sticky traps. They really can't catch anything, like not on that one, but some of them have little footprints because we have rats, not mice. If you had mice, then yeah, these would do just fine, but if you have rats, you need the bigger sticky traps. This is what we had laying around the house. But I'm just gonna move this right here, set this aside. Let's go ahead and grab this too. And these are concrete mixing tubs, the small ones, just because, well, the big ones are big and cumbersome. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean off, make sure there's just bare plastic, just about, not too much dust. Because from the wheat bran, I get my wheat bran from a feed and seed shop, so it makes it a little easier. But this is the bin that the rats combed every last beetle out of here. There's not a single beetle in here, so I'm hoping that the beetles had enough time to lay eggs and stuff. If you're wondering what these are some of the dead mealworms that never turned into beetles that I had that I just didn't suck out before putting them in here after filtering them. So So we got some petroleum jelly. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our finger, and this one looks kind of funky, so I'm gonna mix it up some because it's settled. It's hard in some spots. All right, so we got some petroleum jelly on my finger, and what this does, it makes it where it gives an impassable barrier. We're gonna do it all along the rim here. Just needs a thin layer. I'm just doing like a 2-inch rim because that's the size, about the size of my finger. Do some more in the corners here. And I don't know how thick you need to put this on here. Some guys I've seen glob it on there. Most people just kind of put a thin layer. I don't know why you would need to glob it on there really, but I am putting a sort of thick layer. But this would prevent. And I get a big container because I didn't know how many times I was gonna have to do this. I probably will have to keep on doing it until ants don't, till winter time where ants aren't showing up as much. All right, there's one down. And since it is kind of nasty to work with, nasty as in it just looks nasty. Not that it's like it's not like it's dangerous. Petroleum jelly is not dangerous. It's a byproduct. But we should. Oh, I forgot to do this one side. I almost let the. That would have been almost pointless at that point. I almost forgot to do this whole side here. All right. Scrape that off into the container. And this is only going to be used for doing this. So like if you had like this stuff's in the baby section. I don't have a baby, so I don't know what they use it for. There's probably there's so many things you can use Vaseline for. There's all sorts of so I'm hoping here in a few days all these ants will be gone. Now these little ants, they're just a standard. I'm in the South, so these little ants are just a very common ant around here. So it's nearly impossible to get rid of them. So you mainly just deter them. Even the hi.
I was talking here and you have a handful of Vaseline. I'm like, what is he doing?
I do not have a handful of Vaseline. You see Vaseline on my hands? Anyways, that's my stupid brother interrupting the video. Yeah. Can I
edit that out?
No, I'm not gonna edit it out. What? Yeah, we looked in here like 3 times. Still not in here. Anyways, so I'm just gonna go around this one just like before. And it's pretty neat to watch these little ants do their thing because they'll have like a whole grain of wheat. They'll just be like dry. This one had earlier, he had one that's like probably 4 times bigger than he was. It was just like having a hard time just dragging it along the rim here. But I mean, you can see all the beetles that are in this one. There's about I'm gonna say about 2,000 beetles in here. But a lot of exoskeletons, but I mean, they're nice and healthy. So we'll leave them alone. But there's not as many ants in here, but we're still gonna do the same thing because when the first time I noticed them, there was more in this bin than the other bin, so I don't know why that is. But we're just gonna do the same thing. And this is also used in doing this Vaseline. If you have mites in your worm bin, which I have not had yet, I just started doing this, so, but you never know. If you have mites in your worm bin, this is how they take care of them. You take you can take petroleum jelly and do the same thing I'm doing right here, but at a lower height. And what they do when they're jumping around and they're jumping to get out when they're fully mature, and they get caught on the Vaseline, and then you go back and you just wipe the Vaseline off with all the mites that are on there, and that will take care of your mite problem. But you have to do it for weeks. This I'm gonna have to do. Now for that you would have to come out every day or every few days and clean it off and put a new layer of petroleum jelly on. With these ants, I'm not too worried about, mainly because they're ants, they're not mites. If they were mites, I would be very concerned and probably have them in a separate container by now. Because I got dogs and all sorts of stuff, chickens. And I don't want them all over I don't want mites all over my stuff. Since I'm always in here too. Alright, there we go. Put the lid back on that. And that is it for them. Here in a few weeks, I don't have a sifting setup, so mainly just use some screen to get them screened out, and I kind of just let them go. I know people say it's like you need to filter them every couple weeks. I just lost half my colony, so I started out with 10,000 mealworms. I'm gonna guesstimate about 7,000 or so, 6,000 or 7,000 mealworms pupated and turned into beetles. So I have about 33,000 to somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 beetles. So see how this goes. They were a lot more active earlier when I had the lights off and everything. They are a nocturnal beetle. But to combat the ants, we're using petroleum jelly. And then to combat the rats, I put chicken wire all around the cage. So this side, the back, and this side have chicken wire, and then each bin has chicken wire. I might put a door on this later because this is not a sealed off garage. It's not like the living space or anything, so it's all sealed off. So I might be adding a door to it later. But if y'all want a video on how I made that, leave it in the comments and I'll give y'all a video. Y'all have a good one. Thanks. Bye.